if you're struggling with morning stiffness and chronic pain, even after so many different kinds of therapies, medications, special diets, and all of these things, if you're still struggling and you can't figure out why, please stop scrolling and listen to this video, because from 15 years of experience with severe rheumatoid arthritis, I have medicine to share with you today. The medicine that I have to offer is just a simple truth that will change everything for you. And what you need to know is that your mind thinks all sorts of thoughts throughout the day. And sometimes there are thoughts of worry, fear, frustration, anger, hurt, repeating old trauma in your mind. And then when you go to bed at night, your mind, the duty of the mind is to process and to integrate all that you experienced and thought that day. And then it sends that information out into the body. And if that information contains situations where you might need to speak up, or maybe you have severe trauma that needs resolving, or anger that's asking for change in your life, it will send those signals out into your body, and then your body will manifest physically those signals. And then your body will speak to you about the misalignment that's happening in your life and in your energy, so you can heal it and be a full, whole, integrated person. And I am a walking example of this. You can see my hands are severely deformed, and for years I could not figure out that my body was asking me to resolve heavy trauma, that my body was asking me to let go of situations and relationships that were hurting me, that my body was asking me to find supportive connections and loving environments to be a part of. I didn't understand that my whole life, so I spent so much time being frustrated at my body and hating my body, which actually only increased the pain and the suffering that I endured. And the way to get to the other side of this is so simple, and it is to think forward. In every situation that you're going through, think forward. If you're struggling with financial stress and it's hurting your body, think forward. How are we going to resolve this problem? What options and opportunities do I have before me to resolve this problem? And so it'll take this frustration and fear out of you, and your mind, your spirit, your body will be hopeful for the future, because we are thinking about solutions instead of problems. And this is not to promote toxic positivity in any way, because when we have serious trauma, I've had to go through years of therapy to get to the other side of my trauma. But what I needed to learn first was that I was worthy of that help, that I was worthy of that time and effort to heal me. And so there's so much reframing that we need to do when, if we're in a really toxic environment, instead of struggling every day to keep the peace in that environment, it's time to find solutions to that dysfunction and figure out how you can adjust your environments to be in alignment with you, so you are in a place where you are honored, respected, and cherished. And if that means letting go of relationships or walking away from a job or an organization, then that needs to happen so you can be at peace, and you are worthy of that peace. And what you also need to know is that your body will always tell the truth about what's going on in your environment. And so sometimes we have to let go of our delusion or our idea of what we think someone is. We can think a person is a god, but how they make us feel is terrible. And how they're making you feel in your mind, heart, and body is actually the truth of that relationship, not how you feel about them. Because as sensitive people, we can think the world of others because we can see their worth, because we can see their potential, because we know their heart is good. But if they are making you feel like garbage, that is the truth of the relationship, not the potential you see in them. Dear heart, it's time to believe in yourself again and to transform the thoughts you have about yourself, that you're worthless and that you have nothing to offer, and change them to, I am of so much worth, and I am such a wonderful person, and I have so many amazing things to offer the world. And to adjust all of our ways of thinking to a forward way of thinking, a solution-based approach to life. And as you practice this, it'll become second nature to you. And then all of this dysfunction, this fear, and this worry will not manifest in your body anymore. We're going to take our anger and ask it what it wants to change in our life and in our environment. We're going to take the silence that we demand from ourselves and that sometimes our environment demands from us to keep the peace. We're going to change that to assertiveness, change frustration to solution, and worry to excitement, and be prepared how quickly your body heals itself as you come into alignment with truth.